They're coming to get you, Barbara.
What an excellent day for an exorcism.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
I like to dissect girls. Did you know I'm utterly insane?
I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work.
We have such sights to show you.
Who's laughing now?
Drive you crazy. I'll kill you all. I'm the greatest nightmare you've ever had. I am your worst dream come true. I'm everything you ever were afraid of.
They're here.
And there we are.
Hey, man. Good. Chilling. It's weird not going to work every day.
Ugh, I wish I didn't have to.
It's just weird. I haven't not had a job in quite a while. I mean, there was a stint for a month where I got fired from a job and I was waiting applying places and in between. But I don't know. Not having to work is weird. I've never I've never been able to not have to have a job, if that makes any sense.
Totally get that. Aaron and Emily, how you guys doing? Yeah, work is it's always been have to do kind of thing. Yeah, never yeah. Ugh.
Well, I'm very lucky.
Oh man. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in with us. Do us a favor and share it if you can, if you got a moment.
Share more favor.
Yeah, we got some cool stuff to talk about tonight. There's a few of them that I'm very excited about. I am.
Yeah, tonight we were gonna do part 2 of the Dyatlov Pass, but we decided to kick off October and spoopy season. We're gonna go ahead and talk about some horror films this month. I watched one today, House of Wax 2005. It was really good. I forgot how much I liked that movie.
Solid film. I think it's very underrated, honestly.
I think so too. I think it is.
Nice. And then Emily says, good, just tired. Tired. I totally get that. I got a couple that I wanted to talk to you about today. They all fall under one genre, which is technically not a horror genre, but a lot of them are made for the horror movies, and that's exploitation movies. That is stuff that's supposed to make you feel sick, and the poster is just something terrible that they can, as the name suggests, is they can exploit. That's the whole purpose of the movie. So very shock value, but I think that makes for some good horror, especially back in the day when audience hadn't seen stuff like that yet. For instance, the 2 that I picked out today are Cannibal Holocaust and I Spit on Your Grave. 2 very hard to watch movies, but if you can get past, it's like something really spicy that tastes good. If you can get past the heat, you're gonna enjoy the substance.
Wasabi.
Yes, exactly.
It's the wasabi of horror films.
Yes. But before any of that, we got something we got to do.
Oh, yeah. I didn't come up with this one this week. Peanut did. So thank him for this week's Would You Rather. If you want to pull it up real quick so I can kind of read it because I didn't memorize what he said. So would you rather have to watch real bad horror movies for a year or one horror movie that truly terrifies you for 6 days? And I'm saying probably months. Sorry, months.
Yeah, I think I'd rather watch really bad horror movies for a year.
I would too.
just because I love terrible horror movies. I think
so
they're
do
really
I.
fun.
Like, you have to watch Evil Bong. It is the worst. It is it was from a horror film from the 70s. I think I've mentioned it briefly before, but it's about a bong that basically kills you after you smoke out of it. It's so funny. It's awful, but it's so good.
That is a harsh buzz right there. That's not. In fact, I'll get a picture of that in a second. But real quick, Aaron, yeah, those movies. It is another genre. We'll talk about that in a second, Aaron. But I don't want to give it away yet. Josh, how you doing? Charlie, horrible ones. They feel like a comedy. Awesome, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Dude, that is Aaron. That's another hard question right there. Damn that. Yeah. Again, that's we're gonna go into that. I swear, because that's that's a very valid question to ask right there. But I don't want to spoil it because that's actually part of what I wanted to talk about later on in this. Charlie, Charlie's answer for the would you rather today, horrible ones, they feel like a comedy after a while. I totally agree with that. But Evil Bong, let me get a picture of that because I want to make sure I show, because Emily said she hadn't seen it yet. I have seen little bits and pieces of Evil Bong versus the Ginger Dead Man. I believe that's what it was. And here's part 2, because I think the cover art here is just, it's just noise. Can I find a bigger picture of it? Come on, help me out here. There we go.
I was like 22, 23 when I saw the Evil Bong movie. So funny. The Devil's Harvest. So funny.
Oh, man.
So crazy.
There's a girl in the King Kong pose right there being sacrificed. Oh, my God.
Sexy, scary. She's like, she has to be sexy while she's afraid.
Oh, of course. Yeah, or else it makes no sense.
So good. So silly.
Yeah, but yeah, that had to be shown real quick. I had to put that on screen. I guess I could start with one of mine. If you want me to go first, I'll start with the Cannibal Holocaust one.
Yeah, sure. Ugh, I think I've seen, you showed us, like, me and Joe, you showed us like bits and pieces of this one.
Yeah, there are. Well, the full thing is now on Shudder. If you want to watch it, guys, you can get a 7-day trial even now. Like if you sign up for a new account. So I would check out Shudder ASAP. Little side lore here. They have the new VHS movie. If you follow those series, they have the unfinished George A. Romero script turned into a movie. They finished that, or he shot parts of it and they finished it up for him, which is amazing. Quite a few of originals for their own stuff, exclusives. It's a treasure trove of horror movies. If you are a big horror fan, like Josh says here, he's only here for the pretty girl with tattoos. Totally fine. You absolutely want to get Shudder though if you like those horror movies. And Aaron, Cannibal Holocaust and the whole Emmanuel movies are like one long flick. If you put them all together, yeah. Definitely like the old New York shots. Oh, very nice, yeah. Would Terrifier be in that category with the girl split in half? Terrifier, I honestly, at this point, I would not categorize that as an exploitative film because it's just so many times done over and over again, and it's no longer pushing boundaries. Although Terrifier is an awesome movie, I had a lot of fun with it. I'd recommend watching Billy Pond's Circus of the Dead if you get a chance. I love that movie too. If you want more clown action. So, Cannibal Holocaust, it came out in 1980. Honestly, it was a snuff movie. If you look at the cover art, it is a woman being impaled. I don't even know how to describe this other than just go into the actual facts of it. A group of people go into the rainforest, and a professor, stumbles upon a lost film that was shot by a documentary crew before them, and we get the images of the actual Cannibal Holocaust and all that from those found footage that he collects. Not found footage in the same way you would think, though. Not usually, at least. Roguro Diodanto, the director, him and I believe a couple other of the producing parties behind the what's to call it, the scenes guys were actually dragged into court for killing the main actress. And they had to prove she was alive. She had to come into court and say, no, it's a movie. We're good to go.
That is crazy.
Yeah, because it had not been done before. These are movies that push the boundaries beyond normal, everyday, what you would see. And honestly, there were some pretty messed up movies back in the day.
Oh my God.
They started off real fast. Like, the moment they started making movies, they wanted to see what kind of bad stuff they could record, basically.
Mm-hmm. And back then, there wasn't like they didn't have, what is it called? Not the FC. Is it the FCC? I don't know if it's the same as like for music and films. I don't know if it's like the same group, but they didn't have like restrictions and limitations on stuff until like later on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, FCC is for TV, but there is another group for movies that was actually created by the movie studios. So it's a very catch-22 situation. I mean, they kind of did it so they could skirt certain laws and whatnot. It's totally biased in their own ways. It's very arbitrary rules, but there is something in place where it's not just balls to the wall, whatever you want.
Yeah, you can't just literally murder someone. Record it and get away with it, which is weird because you can have sex with people on camera and it's just porn and it's not.
That's fine.
It's not prostitution.
Oh, as long as you film it and you have intent to sell it, so it's totally
right.
So
weird.
Such a weird rule. They're so arbitrary with that kind of stuff. But I absolutely agree with Aaron. People today are a little too sensitive to deal with that type of horror. In fact, I was watching a documentary on grindhouse movies, on exploitation films, and gosh dang it, what is his name? He's a famous film critic talking about this.
I know there's Ebert and what's his name?
Gosh, there's the other guy, and it's gonna bug me right now. But
Yeah.
basically, he said the last true exploitation film was Passion of the Christ, which
What?
That was because they are basically, if you think about it, I mean, they're exploiting the Bible to sell movies.
Right.
They were using the story of Jesus Christ's last days on earth in a very brutal way. I mean, completely, I guess, true to the narrative of the Bible. If you believe it or not, do what you got to do. But that's exactly what they did. They took a pre-existing story that was based on horrific events, because they were absolutely horrific, no matter how you slice it. And they made, oh gosh, no, I didn't do it that way. And they made money off of it. You know, they sold it to the masses. It's not like they gave that movie away for free. It was an exploitation film, pure and simple. That's, if you can think of a movie that made you feel that uncomfortable. Because even if you're not a true believer, if you're not, Christian or Catholic or whatever, you watch that movie, it really gets to you.
Yeah, and they still really did that to people. The Romans were fucking evil.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
whether you believe Jesus existed or not, I mean, they did exactly that to criminals.
Over and over again.
It's awful.
Rough. Oh my goodness.
So I saw in the comments somebody said something about getting a dick and tits sliced off.
That was also very common. Lots of, especially Cannibal Holocaust. I know we went on a bit of a tangent, but for good reason though, because I didn't want to talk about basically one horror movie. I want to talk about that whole genre of them. So that's
right.
Wieners and boobies just getting sliced and diced. That's just part of it. That's not uncommon whatsoever.
Sounds like dinner.
It's a little bit.
Wieners and breasts.
What do you call it? Yeah, get a little bit of dipping sauce with that. Like, oh, good to go.
Just throw them on the grill. It's a barbecue.
What do you call it? Ooh, nice little sauce on that. Absolutely, yeah. Not just Romans, but everybody. Everyone was messed up.
Right.
We're still messed up. I mean, we still do terrible stuff to each other. It's not like we got better over the years. It's just fancier, or it's quote unquote humane, or it's not better.
Now it's just really rich people getting away with shit like this, and
Yeah,
they poison our water.
Or probably
I'm just not crucifying people in the streets.
I think they're doing it behind closed doors, like straight up. Gosh dang it! The series that's on everybody's mind right now, Squid Games.
I haven't seen it. I'm curious.
So I'll give you a little bit of a spoiler, but basically, rich people are betting on poor people in these games to the death, and I bet you that still happens.
Yeah, for sure. There's got to be. Like gladiators and all that. See, the Romans, I'm telling you, it all goes back to the Romans.
Damn Romans. Yeah, no. Hey, Bob, how you doing? No, we're just talking right now about exploitation films and their place in horror movie nostalgia, if you want. And another setup I think Aaron brought up was a gentleman named Rudy Ray Moore. Maybe better known as Dolomite. They made I don't know if you call it a bio. I don't know how you describe this, but Eddie Murphy made a movie about Dolomite making his first film, which was black exploitation. Oh gosh, how do you pronounce it? Probably black exploitation films, where they were showing whether it was a ripoff of another movie or if it was a new story completely, like Shaft. But it was black actors, black filmmakers making movies for their audience and for their communities, which was friggin' awesome. And despite the name, it sounds real bad. And this is getting more film than horror right here. Sorry, but this is just I love these kind of
really fascinating stuff. It kind of all like intertwines anyway.
Yeah, Aaron, not just his, but I'm talking about black exploitation in general. Some of them were like Black Dracula or something, or just something like that. Just quirky and fun, and some of them were very much original and great stories. Like Dolomite did. A lot of his were all of his were just originals that he came up with, wrote. He had his own crew and stuff, and that's impressive stuff. They sold those to the masses themselves. It was all bare bones. They had some studio help once in a while, but it was nothing compared to the budgets that a lot of the larger films got at the time. They were completely in the exploitation business, and I think in the best way you could think of. What do you call it? Charles checking in. Really, really bad horror movies for a year. Like horror films poorly made. Not sure there would be a horror film that truly terrifies me, though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
If the movie scares you or makes you uncomfortable, I think that's the one you'd pick in that story. But horror movies that are really, really bad, poorly made, bad acting, whatever you consider a bad horror movie, think about that. Blackula, yes, thank you, and Blackenstein. Good movies, 100% good movies.
Black Dynamite.
Also good, great stuff. What do you call? Yeah, I think what do you call it? Moore made, I think like over 30 movies or something, but not horror. So we're going back to horror. And I'm gonna be quiet for a second, and I am going to let Lauren go into what is again a very underrated movie here. I think it sounds right what we need it right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So House of Wax, really, really popular cast because it came out in 2005. So back in the day, like we had Chad Michael Murray, Paris Hilton, Alicia Cuthbert, the guy from Supernatural. I can't say his last name. Jared Padalecki. I don't know. I butchered that.
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce that one either.
John Abrams, and a lot of these people were in like other, like either violent or like horror films, or Alicia Cuthbert, she was in Are You Afraid of the Dark when she was a kid?
Yeah.
So not quite horror, but somewhat. And then Supernatural, the guy from Supernatural, that's like a vampire werewolf, like ghosty type of show. John Abrams was in Scary Movie. He played Bobby. And then the villain, Brian Van Holt, was in Sons of Anarchy. He actually did. I know he was in a lot of more popular films, but I didn't really watch those. so I couldn't say. I remember him from Sons of Anarchy, and he was the one who got his back burned because he didn't get his tattoo blacked out.
Yeah.
So they held him down and burned the shit out of him.
Good. I mean, oh no.
I loved this soundtrack too. Like Deftones, Disturbed, My Chemical Romance, Interpol, Joy Division, Marilyn Manson. Like really, really good soundtrack. Paris Hilton. Funny that she was in this film. Like when she was like super popular at that time. Like she was actually really good at marketing it. She really like pushed T-shirts for this film because a lot of people knew that, they just wanted to go watch her die in this movie because, people love to hate on her. So she got T-shirts made with like her little, like a little tagline that said, "On May 6th, see Paris die." And she sold T-shirts and stuff. Like she was a really good sport. So that's really cool because she knew that a lot of people were shitting on her.
Yeah, that sucks because I think she did an okay job in that. I don't remember her being bad in that movie.
Her kissing scenes were weird. She didn't. Just her mouth was really weird. You guys can pull it up and look at it. It's just so awkward.
Being a young man at that time, this was again 2005, right?
Yeah, so 2005. I was in high school.
16 years ago. Yeah, I was 13.
Yeah, I was like 16.
Yeah, seeing Paris Hilton was enough, 17. All right? I'm okay with that. She can have weird mouth all she wants.
Yeah, it was weird. But actually, speaking of Charles, Vincent Price, the villain, Vincent, was named after the actor who played in the original, the 1953 film. So that was like a little nod to Vincent Price. That was actually on my next little note here. So thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, I think Charles is on that real quick. Good job.
Man. Yeah. Most of the wax people in this film were just extras with wax masks on. So that's why they look so fucking realistic and so creepy. They're in that like uncanny valley. Like, oh God. So creepy.
It totally works.
Yeah. I don't know if you want to pull up some images from this film. Like
I'm trying to find some good ones.
Yeah.
They have the dude with his shirt off, which is not really helpful. Okay, not that. Gosh dang it. It's okay. I'm on the IMDb page thinking that would be the most help, but it's mainly photos of
the cast and stuff, like promo.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. All right. I will.
Okay, I found one.
Oh, send it to me if you can.
I found a cool one. Yeah. Let me see if I can save this.
Oh, here's a good one right there. I'm gonna let's close that out.
I'm gonna see if I can send this to you.
Here's a nice and creepy image for you.
Oh wait, yeah, let's see it. Uh-oh, hold on.
So yeah, House of Wax.
Oops.
Definitely waxy.
Waxy. Oh God, see, that's freaking creepy. Like you can't tell if that's an actual person, like with makeup, like their face melting off, or if it's like a wax figure. It's so weird. There was another one too. There was a really good image where she's sitting in the theater, and then like all these wax faces around her. That was a really good image that I saw in there somewhere. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Pull that one. See, those are just people wearing wax masks. That's why they look so fucking real and so creepy. And essentially, like, if you think about it, that's kind of what happened to them. They were literally put in a chair and covered in hot wax, and their whole it's like a second skin now. They're basically just trapped in these wax bodies.
That was the premise, the part of it, right? That's what they kept adding to the collection.
Terrifying. Yeah. Yeah.
You call it. And then there's, I believe that's what do you call it? Supposed to be the main bad guy.
Yeah, Vincent. Cool. Yeah. What's his name? Brian Van Holt. He played both brothers. There's a set of twins that are killing all these people. Fucking crazy.
Yeah, no, they did a really good job with the building of this one. You know, it kind of like this one, and I don't know if you remember it, but Dead Silence.
Dead Silence.
Dead Silence was the one about the ventriloquist dolls.
Oh God.
And this lady has like a curse on this town, and she wants to kill all the descendants of these certain families that killed her.
I don't remember that.
But it's one of like I like this one. I feel like both of those went super under the radar, but people who like them love them. And I think House of Wax kind of falls under that category. Like this is going to be one of those cult classic style movies that you don't hear a whole lot about, but it definitely deserves the attention. And to look like Tourist Trap a little bit. Tourist Trap. Okay, I'm gonna type that in.
Okay. Something else that made me kind of think when I watched this film, I was like, wait a minute. This is not the first time I've seen a final girl just wearing like a tank top and jeans by the end of the movie. So this sparked like a whole search, and there's articles written about different movies where the final girls are all wearing tank tops and jeans. Or like they're in at least a white tank top at some point of the movie. So if you wear a white tank top, that's why I'm wearing my white tank top tonight. I don't usually wear white.
That is true.
I'm wearing a white tank top because of this. Like okay, so for example, there's Rest Stop, House at the End of the Street, Night of the Living Dead, the 1990 version. The Descents, The Final Girls, that was made in 2015. That one's actually just like a whole trope. Just shows all the trope like characters. So it's just so crazy.
Favorite final girls, Jessica Biel.
Yeah, she was the number one that popped up.
Oh, that is hilarious because I can like picture that in my head. Like, there's a lot of just white t-shirts and jeans or jean shorts.
Yeah, it's so funny. Like, why are they all brunettes that are like virgins with white tank tops and jeans showing a little bit of midriff? Like, what is up with that? It made me laugh. I don't know. I thought I was the only one who thought about this, but then I go on this rant and there's like articles literally written about it. It's so funny.
What do you call it? That is hilarious. Yeah, it definitely works. Okay, I'm not seeing any more pop up right. Okay, no, maybe this article will help out from the Odyssey. The Final Girl Tank Top Theory.
There you go. That's the one I read.
Oh my god.
It's so funny. Like they included even Ripley from Aliens because she didn't technically end the film wearing a tank top, but in the film she was in a tank top, a white tank top, and her underwear. So they said she counts.
She pulls it off. I agree.
Right. I'm not going to argue with that.
What do you call it?
Yeah.
And then, Charles, speaking of Final Girls, why am I having a hard time finding that movie? I want to see it. Actually, I kind of want to watch it too. I have not seen that myself. So I'm going to type that in real quick. Movie. Let's see if. And then, Lauren, it's a small picture, but let me know if that is the one you are thinking of, right?
Okay. That's the one.
Boom. I'm good.
Yeah, it came out in 2015, so.
What do you call it? So, yeah, I'm going to check that out. Hopefully, like, this weekend then, because I'm going to watch that.
Yeah.
I've not seen this one. I already like the monster in the background. That looks freaking awesome.
And you could totally tell just from, like, the trailer and, like, the poster. Like, it's definitely a trope. Like, everyone has their own little...
Oh man, I love those kind of movies though.
Yeah.
Like oh man, the first Scream where what's his name is talking about the ways to survive or the ways you'll die in a horror movie. Don't do this, don't do that. It's so meta but real and like
right.
Oh man, like I know it probably won't help you in real life, but if you follow those rules, I don't know, maybe.
Except you can't be black in a horror film unless it's written by black writers.
Or, well, no, George A. Romero killed that guy. Yeah, never mind.
It's awful. Like, why is it a thing? What the fuck?
And honestly, another sidebar here, he only casted him because that was the best actor he had at his disposal. It had nothing to do with any kind of like message he was trying to send. He was like, this guy was the best for the job. And then it kind of just like, wow, we stumbled upon something a little bigger here. And I think they worked on a couple other things together. I cannot remember for the life of me. But it was just a perfect choice for a perfect time period. And that's why he made a movie every, like, I think it's like 10 years. The different horror movies came out, his different zombie movies, because they fit the generational gaps between each one of them. You kind of see, like, when they go to the mall and how everyone was obsessed with going there. It was like the final place to be. And you can even see the zombies, like, doing what they would do in a mall, just kind of going through the motions still.
Yeah.
I love that kind of feel to it. And then the bunker under the world in Day of the Dead, where the last survivors are living underground because of the zombie apocalypse, but it's just basically another metaphor for a nuclear apocalypse. Like, everyone's going to be somewhere safe, hopefully, and that's all you can do is just try to ride it out and go crazy. Man,
yeah,
it's good stuff.
Man. Oh, also, in I have my little notes here. House of Wax was filmed in Australia.
Really?
Yeah, it looks so country, right? Because they're supposed to be in like this little hick town. No, Australia.
You know, but though Australia is pretty dang, like, I don't want to say like hick town, but it's very rural. There's a lot of rural places.
Rural is a nice way to put it.
But it's different. It's not the same as we're thinking about it, even though there's plenty of people there that are very, same thing, playing those banjos, Deliverance style.
I wonder what the equivalent is for them, like our redneck, what theirs is.
Well, they're like straight Alabama mixed with Florida rednecks. Like, they are doing the drugs and having a big knife, but they got rid of the cousin stuff, like, way before. None of that.
That's not a knife.
I can see, like, a guy from Alabama. No, that's not no knife. No, there's a knife. What's a knife? Yeah. So you get that mixed with wrestling gators, because Australia has terrible, crazy animals too. So, boom, Australia. Those two states put together.
Australia and Florida are. Yep, there you go.
Hey, Richard, how you doing? We're just going into some horror movies for Halloween time. And so far, we've talked about cousin stuff. Yes, I just brought that up. Don't worry. You caught it. You caught it just in time. But I went into
You don't have cousins. You're fine.
You don't have any cousins. You're totally. I have way too many cousins, so I want to get rid of all of them. Just go away. Oh, so yeah, Final Girl. I was talking different exploitation movies, focusing on Cannibal Holocaust. We just got through House of Wax. Kind of on that still right now. So stay with us. Stick with us.
Yeah.
I spelled that wrong. Okay, there we
go.
go.
One little fact. One more left for House of Wax. They did a little scene that paid some sort of ode or homage to the Phantom of the Opera. Because if you remember, in House of Wax, only one side of Vincent's face was all scarred up. But he wore that whole mask.
Nice.
And then at the end, there was a chandelier that fell through the floor as it was melting. And that was what started the fire in the theater for Phantom of the Opera.
Oh, man. I totally forgot about that.
Little detail. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I'm like, oh, right.
Impressive. Very impressive. Pretty cool. I like that. I love when things are those small details that you might not notice the first time around, make it so much better to watch again and again.
Yeah, I love reading about stuff like that. And at the end, because you know how, by the way, tons of spoilers. If you haven't seen this movie from 2005, what are you doing?
You kind of gotta watch it.
So you know how they're father was basically, sent away because he did some sort of like crazy surgical procedure on his own twins where he basically separated their faces because Vincent's face was like stuck to the back of Beau's head like this. So, oh shit, where was I going with this? Oh yeah, at the very end, when they both end up dying, they fall. Vincent falls on top of Beau like this, and their faces are how they were, melting together, basically, like when they were babies before they were separated. So like that's pretty cool too. Little details that you don't think about until you watch over and over again, and then I read it up. Like I like reading about little things like that, behind the scenes stuff.
Oh heck yeah. Malignant. I was gonna watch that today, didn't get a chance to. Gonna watch it ASAP.
Okay, that's another one. I have a whole list of films that I need to see.
Do you have HBO on demand?
I believe so.
Okay, if you got that, it's on there right now until the 10th. So that's why I'm watching it. Like, I gotta watch it now. I gotta watch it now because I'm not paying for it. I refuse.
Okay.
I'm being cheap, but I don't care because I want to watch it. And
well, we can pirate some stuff.
No. Okay, maybe. Speaking of pirates do some terrible things, especially to your butt, if they want to. And that's gonna bring us into. I think he might have left, but he'll be back. I think Aaron said he had to go. Be right back.
Okay.
But he asked a question earlier about another genre of exploitation movies, and that's the sadomasochism. A lot of those earlier movies had a lot of torture porn basically in them, and people thought like, oh, because they're making those new the new TV shows about like couples who kill or wives murdering their husbands. Like, oh, that's murder porn.
Ooh, yeah.
That's been happening.
I love that stuff.
Good for Joey right there. Jeez. Like, I gotta plan a way to get rid of you if I gotta take care of it. Ooh.
Never.
What do you call it? Well, never get caught. That's the thing. Anyway, sorry. So basically, yeah, they've been doing that kind of exploitation the moment they had a camera. Like, someone get nude in front of this because we need to record that.
Oh my God.
And then from there, it's like, well, what if we hit you while we are nude? What if somebody murdered you while we were filming? Boom, movies.
Oh
and that's
my
like
God.
just snowballed into worse and worse.
Yeah.
And some of the worst stuff culminated with right here, the two I'm going to talk about first, and then one of them that is not even a horror movie, but it horrifies me. First one we're going with is I Spit on Your Grave.
Oof.
I Spit on Your Grave is a story of a small town, and basically a woman, she gets attacked by a group of terrible people. I'll get the full run. What do you call it? Aspiring writer is repeatedly gang raped, humiliated, and left for dead by 4 men she systematically hunts down and seeks revenge on.
Fuck yeah.
She murders her
Get him.
assailants. And they made a remake in 2010. Oh, man. I'm going to get this right because the director actually produced the other ones. So there's a series of, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, it was 2010. I Spit on Your Grave 1 and 2. But the original movie back in 78 featured some very hard to watch scenes of very graphic, violent attacks. And this honestly went into more of exploiting women, just straight out. You can't look any way around it. There's no rhyme or reason. It's just that they could make money off of something so sensationalized that they would get people in there thinking, I'm not even gonna be able to finish this movie. I won't be able to watch all the way through. And people really want that. They want to feel scared. People want to be creeped out and uncomfortable. And that's another one right here. I don't know if this is a horror movie or not, but Deliverance. If you guys have seen this one, yeah, exactly. A couple of buddies are on the river, and they want to go. Yeah, they want to go down the river before it's dammed. And there's a scene where some locals decided that they need to see how well they can squeal like a piggy. And one of the dudes totally gets, he gets some raping as well. So, and that one actually came out 6 years before I Spit on Your Grave. So,
damn.
what do you call it? These movies have been made further and further back in the past. These aren't even the first one. These are just ones that I know you guys can find if you really want to watch them.
What is the name of that movie where the actress said that she basically felt like she was raped because they added a rape scene the day of the day of filming?
It was with it was a bigger name actress too, and
yeah,
oh,
that's
God.
what that kind of reminds me of.
Yeah, that was a horrible story, horrible true story. Because I mean, you can't spring stuff like that on people. Was it Last Tango in Paris?
I think.
Bob, I'm gonna look that up real quick because yeah.
That's so sad. Because that's exploitative as well.
What do you call it? Yeah, Maria. Oh my goodness, Maria Schneider. They basically sprung that whole scene on her. Yeah, the butter scene. Oh my God,
So sad.
Oh my gosh, yeah, Charlie. Thank you guys. Yeah, thank you. It is not great, and that's not even what we're talking about here. That's not.
Yeah, that's not horror either. It just reminded me of that, like the exploitative shit. Like you can't do that now. That was in the 70s. Like they shouldn't have done it, but they got away with it.
Yeah, and because of the system was built the way it was, there was no one she could tell anyway. And that actually came out the exact same year as Deliverance, 72.
Shit.
So yeah, if you want a little bit more, oh my gosh, just a little more insight into how terrible movies can be, horror movie or not. Richard, Irreversible was brutal to watch too. If you guys haven't seen that one, gosh dang, I believe it's French or is it Spanish? Cannot remember for the life of me right now. I think it's a French movie, where a woman's walking down this pretty seedy alley. Either she's going to a party or she's coming back from a party, and a coked out dude in the attacks her and violently rapes her in this very long hallway for like 10-minute scene. Jesus. It does not friggin' end.
Why do they need that long of a scene?
I will give it this for this particular one because there is a I think they're trying to make a point, because at one point you can see someone in the background like stop in their tracks as they see what's going on, and you can see they're too far away to really see their expression, but it's that moment where they're like, am I going to do something? Am I going to try to be a hero in this situation, or am I going to just turn away and let it happen and not risk myself?
Oh, that's so sad.
And yeah, that part got me every time. Like just that person who could have done something and did nothing. Very, very rough to watch. And these aren't the last like 3 movies we talked about. I wasn't even gonna bring them up. That's how horrible this is and how entrenched it is in movies. The next one I was gonna talk about that's not horror but very dark drama was American History X.
Oh, I love that movie so much.
It's a hard movie to watch again. There is a very brutal prison scene with Edward Norton.
Edward Norton. Fucking love that guy.
He's a crazy dude, but he's a good actor.
Love him. So good. So good. Hey, you know what? That crazy was also in Fight Club, and it was amazing.
Yeah, he was great in that. You know what? And he was a pretty good Hulk. I don't care what anyone says. He was a good Banner. So take that, Buffalo.
Yeah, I laughed when I saw that he was going to be the Hulk, and I never watched any of those movies.
Oh wow, Last Tango in Paris got an X rating.
Oh wow.
I'm on the IMDb, but I'm not seeing a rating. Oh no, it has an NC-17 rating according to IMDb. But still, that's not normal.
Still.
Yeah, I agree with Bob right there. Excellent film, hard to watch in spots, but it's one of those movies I think you have to watch. You know?
Yeah, I think everybody needs to see that movie. If you think you might be, I don't know, if you think someone you know might be racist, just make them watch this movie.
Or they're on the wrong path kind of movie, you know?
Yeah.
I think
hanging with the wrong crowd.
Yeah, if you take the younger brother and you pop him out of there and you put him in, a Mexican drug selling gang, or you put him in, people who steal catalytic converters here in friggin' Bakersfield.
Right.
You put him in a situation like people friggin' in a private school, friggin' stealing test scores, any kind of situation where they're going down the wrong path. That's a story of someone who was on that cusp of being good again. Like he had a whole future ahead of him, and his brother was teaching him the right way, finally from his own mistakes. And then nothing.
So fucking sad.
Yeah, that was oof. That is a horror movie, honestly, if we're gonna say that one, yeah. Huh. I have not heard of this Romper Stomper. I'm gonna type that in my search bar now so I can save it. I see a series. Is that what you're referring to, or 1992? I see a 90-minute release. Is that the one? Let me know in the comments, Bob. It says film right here, so that might be the one.
I might do what Lacey over at the Slumber Party Massacre podcast is doing, or like a movie a day.
Ooh, I like that.
If I have time, we'll see. But I know there's so many, like, I know part of this particular show is doing horror, but there's just so much out there that I haven't seen.
I think it'd be cool to watch one a day, and then if you have a chance, like, just friggin' post about, hey, this one was pretty cool, check it out.
Yeah.
I might copy you then. I might do the same. I'll try to pick a different one.
Sorry.
No worries. I'll try to pick different movies though, and then we could like go back and forth on it and see what we like, see what we don't.
Oh yeah, I'd love that.
Awesome. All right. Well, that's pretty much. Oh, sorry, I kicked my camera. That's pretty much all I have for tonight, really.
Yeah, me too. But yeah, early 2000s horror films are pretty good. Like, I go back to like Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, The House of Wax, like all these other films, like early 2000s. What was another one? Early to mid 2000s. The other remake that I like. What's the other one? Oh God, Evil Dead.
Oh, the Evil Dead was a fun remake.
Good one. I like that remake. Yeah, maybe one episode we'll do remakes. We'll talk.
I wouldn't mind that because there are some good ones, and then there are some fucking god awful ones.
Well, we could talk about both.
The Faculty, yeah, that's a good one. Frodo in his prime. Oh my god.
Frodo.
It was Frodo in that, right? Am I wrong?
Elijah Wood.
Richard, did he have the one ring to rule them all, or did he just get?
Whoa.
What do you call it? And then, if you have a chance, my gosh, is it Frodo again? Oh my gosh, I gotta look this up real quick. Keep him busy somehow, Lauren. Please, I need help.
Look at my white tank top. I never wear white.
Oh my goodness. Gosh dang it! What is the
guy's
guy's name
the
who plays him?
Against the tattoos.
It does help. I think it pops. We should do a final girl. What do you call it? Photo shoot then.
Right, we're all wearing like white tank tops and jeans. You gotta wear white tank top and jeans too, Miguel.
I'll do it. Elijah Wood. Oh my! How could I not remember that friggin' name?
I just said Elijah Wood a second ago.
Oh, I didn't even hear it. I'm deaf.
Mr. Frodo.
I'm dumb. I'm a dummy.
It was the kid from Flipper.
No, I'm thinking of a really like kind of messed up movie. Where is it?
Oh, he does play a bad guy in one movie. Like a weird, I don't remember, but I remember him being, I watched an interview with him in it.
Here we go.
Oh
my goodness. Maniac. It came out in 2012, set in LA. Friggin' he did an amazing job in that movie. That dude can
Didn't he like barely speak, but you could like see him and just his physical acting was like real good.
Yeah,
Sympathy was a good film.
Thank you, Richard. It was a remake. That was a great one. Oh my goodness, 2020. Yeah, I definitely recommend checking out Maniac.
God, there's so many films I want to watch. So many categories too that we can do multiple episodes on. So we'll get behind the scenes and talk about that stuff. I'm excited.
Excellent call. I'm down for that. But for now, guys, we'll leave you for now. Let us know what horror movies you want to watch, and we'll try.
Let us know if there's anything you want us to discuss. We'll get on it. This whole month, I assume, is for murder and horror. So let us know.
I think so. All right, guys. Y'all have a good one.
Have a good one, guys. Bye. See you next week.